In Q1 of this year, we booked over 150 calls per month for our agency. This is 1 month, 178, 163 for another, 171 for another. And during this period, we averaged a 7-figure run rate. So the average was 90 grand a month. In 1 month, we did over 100 grand a month. And so what I want to go over in this video is exactly what we did to actually book these calls. So to be specific, we use meta ads, but the principles I'm going to go through in this video, even though it's mainly going to be focused on our ads and what we actually did there, can be applied to cold email, cold DMs, and really anything else. So the key to running a meta ad successfully, if you want to book this many calls, is these three things, in my opinion. One, having an irresistible offer that is unique, and that's the key. It is different from what everybody else is doing. Two, having a sizable market. So if your market only had 4,000 people in it, you shouldn't run ads. You should maybe do some cold outreach, which is very personalized. But for us, I'm going to tell you what our market is in a second. It has over 30, 40, 50,000 people, depending on the countries we're targeting. And so it makes sense to run ads in that case. And the last point is, now that you have the irresistible offer and a sizable market, you need really good creatives. But I will tell you, the offer is, in my opinion, 80% of the results. So you could have a okay creative. If you have a really good offer, it will still get you good results. Our offer at the time was pay-per-close, and our market was local lead gen agencies making 5 grand a month. Now, I do want you to know that pay-per-close was a way to get people on a call, and we'd give them multiple options. Most people did not actually do pay-per-close. And currently, we're not running that offer, but at the time, it worked very well for our ads because no one else was doing it at the time. Again, I said it has to be unique, and it was unique. And because of that, when one of our target audience saw it in their feed on Facebook, it stood out, and that's why we would get calls. And we only ran video ads during this time period, and I want to explain why, because I see some people running images, videos, and sometimes you'll run images and see, hey, my cost per call is lower with images, let me just do that. But it got us higher quality to run video ads with higher quality people at appointments, even though the cost per call was higher. So you shouldn't just look at what's my cost per call. You should look at how much does it cost me to get a new client. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And what is the quality of the client too, right? Because a really high quality video, very well made production wise, could get higher cost per calls potentially. But what it might also do is it might attract bigger companies that are making more revenue, that are willing to pay you more, because they see that, like, they feel like you're a real company that can actually provide value to them because of the quality of your creative. So things like that matter. That's why I'll warn you not to just look at cost per call, look at cost per acquisition relative to your lifetime value. Here's what you want to do when you're running video ads though. So first, make them short. So they're 1 to 2 minutes, and I'll show you examples later. Have a really good hook. And typically our hooks are very simple. We call out the target audience. So in this case, we would start by saying, if you run a local lead gen marketing agency that does over 5K a month, and then we tell them the offer immediately after that. We will send you appointments, and you only pay us when they close. You want to showcase some case studies if you have any, which, you should. And have a CTA at the end, of course. Here's our ad. I'm actually you can't hear it, but I'm just going to play it at maybe 20x speed so you can see how simple it is, right? The main thing is what we're actually saying. So pay attention to the subtitles. You don't need to run paid ads again. Our custom cold email AI will send you hundreds of points for free. You just pay us after the deal's close. And then we elaborate on that, which I'll show you the script in a second here. But you'll notice the ad is just a video, vertical video filmed on an iPhone, nothing crazy. You film the person, you go through the script, something that we've seen work as well. And we actually did this once where this person in the ad, my old business partner, was in a ball pit with purple balls, like purple small balls. So it just caught your attention in the Facebook feed. And that got us even more calls as well. So you can do some things like that. But again, the main key to all our success was having a unique offer that no one else was running at the time. For context, our cost per appointment would vary between $50 to $120, depending on how long we ran the ads, because the longer you run it, the more people get used to it. And typically your cost per call goes up. And that's when you have to introduce new creatives, new videos, right? To kind of refresh everything. And eventually you have to maybe change your offer. And our cost to acquire a client was about $1,200, which for most agencies, if your LTV is anything above $10,000 and you have pretty high gross profit margins, that is excellent. Here's an example of a video ad script. So I'm going to go over this with you and show you exactly how we think through writing these scripts. We started with having multiple hooks. You'll notice there's 8 of them because one of the things we want to test the most is the hook. Assuming you have your offer dialed in and you know what offer works, test different hooks. Now, if you don't know what offer works, what you want to test in the hook is different offers. So again, it's what I was telling you earlier. Call out the local business marketing agencies in our case, and then the offer. Our custom AI will send you hundreds of points for free. You just pay us after the deal's closed. That's because we knew that offer worked well. But if you don't know what offer is going to work for your market, what I would do is, instead of having these different hooks, which just say the same thing in a different way, for example, this third one, which was our winning hook, said, local business marketing agencies, you never need to run paid ads again because our custom AI will send you a post for free and you only pay us after the deal is closed. So we call out that pain point and that performed better for us. But before that, we knew what offer worked. And so if I didn't know what offer worked, I would try different offers. That would be the different hooks I would test. One might be pay per close. One might be you pay per appointment. One might be you pay when someone shows up. Another might be a guarantee. And there might be no guarantee. You might just say, hey, we've helped all these people and these are all our case studies. I wouldn't recommend that necessarily, depending on your market and how competitive it is. But that's just an example of how I think through testing things. And again, you'll notice the script is super simple. After the hook goes to body script. In the next 7 days, we will build you an in-house cold email AI that books 20 to 50 qualified appointments per month on autopilot. But instead of charging you for it up front, you only have to pay us when you close deals. So I'm reiterating the offer. I am elaborating on it. That means you only pay for our appointment setting AI after the client's money hits your Stripe account. For context, depending on your hook, if your hook is your offer, you can immediately go to the next step, which is case studies. So we have offer, followed by case studies, testimonials. So we've used this cold email AI to help 102 agency owners. Now it's way more than that. Book up as many as 90 qualified per month. Then specific case studies. This is a case study that we use to help Mark close 4 dentists in 1 week, to help this person. Going back to, again, elaborating on the offer. Our team will build a system for you in-house and teach you and your team how to use it. And it's 100% free. Only pay us on the back end once you close deals. Again, you don't need to do that. You could just immediately go to the next step, which is what I was saying earlier, call to action. So we skipped the feature benefits part. You don't need to do that as well. As I was saying, 80% of the results is the offer. So we then go to the call to action with some scarcity. We can only onboard 20 agencies this month. You have to make it true, right? You can't lie. Right now for us, that scarcity would be, we only work with 1 agency per market, which is true. Like we wouldn't work with more. So if you have scarcity, if you have real reasons for people to work with you right now rather than later, might as well mention it. And then the call to action, click on the Learn More button below this video to book a call with our team before we run out of spots. Super simple. And I will tell you this again. The ad could just be this right here, the hook. You call out the audience. You talk about your offer, and it's a really good offer. You follow that with your case studies right here. And then you have the call to action. If that was the ad, it would have worked well too. Just so you know, you don't need to go that far into it. Now, if you're wondering what should be my headline, if you're running a Facebook ad, you're going to have a headline, you're going to have body copy right in the ad itself. The body copy would just be the script, honestly. So you could literally make this the body copy. I could just copy this, maybe just space it out a little bit so it's easier to read, have followed by this, and then that's it. That's my copy. And the headline in the ad specifically, what I've seen work the best, at least for me, is just call out the audience first. So audience call out, followed by offer. So in this case, it could be local lead gen agencies only pay us when you close deals. This is like the framework that I've seen work the best, and I've tested a lot of offers for myself, targeting agencies, targeting chiropractors, call out your audience, and then have the offer. Because this will catch their attention immediately, and this obviously also catches their attention and entices them to go and look at the video. Ogilvy talks about this. He says 80 cents out of the dollar is spent on the headline. So the headline is huge, not just the headline in Facebook. The headline could be a lot of things. When it comes to a video, the headline is the hook. And that's why I told you that if you're going to test one thing, you would test a hook, because that's what gets people to actually continue watching the video. People, as you might know, have short attention spans today. And so you want to give them a really good reason to actually keep going through your video. So what happens after they click on the ad? We will send them to this link. So let me just open this for you. It's a super simple landing page. And honestly, you can make it even simpler. Call out your audience. Again, have your offer. What I like to do in the subheadline is to elaborate on the offer, similar to how we did that in the ad. And then you could do a couple of things here. Either you could have a survey like what we do, at which the whole purpose of this is qualifying people. So basically, if someone here said at the time, do you own a marketing agency? If they said no, it wouldn't disqualify them right now. But here's what would happen after they were done. So if qualified, they went to the calendar page. And if not, they went to this page. And I don't tell them they're disqualified. And you also don't want to tell them, because if you tell people they're disqualified, they might go back. And I've seen this happen a lot. They'll go back, change their answer so they can book a call with you and speak with you to see if you can help them. But now you're wasting your time or your sales team time. So you don't want to do that. If they are qualified and they answer the questions the right way, and this is something we set up, by the way, in Go High Level, then they are sent to the calendar page where they can simply book a call with our team. So if they booked on that calendar I showed you, they will be led to this thank you page. And we'd have a video here, which we would call an FAQ video. Really what it is it's a BSL, right? Not sure why it doesn't, there you go, show any thumbnail, but this was my old business partner where we would answer questions. We would frame it as an FAQ. And while it is an FAQ, that is true, and it would answer questions that we would commonly get on sales calls, which would waste time. It also, as we see here, how do I know this will get me results is the first thing we talk about. It's not a coincidence. Over here, we go over case studies. That's the first thing we start with. So not only is it a way to, again, shorten the sales process, make it so that people know exactly what they're getting into and what we're going to talk about on the next call, again, to shorten it, but it's also a way for us to nurture them and to demonstrate our expertise. So you want to do that. Then there's case studies at the bottom, testimony after testimony. And the other thing that I wish I had done more of, and I'm currently doing, is to have content on a long form platform like YouTube and also other social media channels if you can, that showcase your expertise and that build trust within your prospect. So if you're someone who booked a call with us, right, and you're currently watching this video and you see how I talk about how we booked over 150 calls and we hit a 7-figure run rate and we have all these case studies, are you now more likely to work with us than if you knew nothing about us? Of course, you're more likely to work with us. Some of your prospects will go watch your content as long as you direct them to it, right? So what we could do here, and I'm actually doing right now for our current landing page, is right below this video. Yes, you could have case studies, but you could also just have a button that says click here to check out our YouTube channel. And something you'll notice is that all my videos are embedded in YouTube. That's not a coincidence. I'm putting all my videos in YouTube so that if someone watches this case study and like, what is this YouTube channel? They can go and click and see all our other videos, right? And I've heard this from Ravi Abvala. I know he didn't come up with it, but I learned from him though, which is it takes 7 hours of prospect consuming your content to buy. That includes having calls with you. It includes seeing your ads. It includes the sales process in general. But the more videos a prospect watches of you that demonstrates your expertise and that builds trust that you can actually deliver on what you're promising people, the more likely they are to buy. Your closure will go up. And not only that, those prospects will be more likely to close and they will be better clients. So we've all had clients that come in and that are a bit weary at first, right? They bought, sure, but they're like distrustful. They complain a lot in the beginning. That's because they weren't nurtured beforehand. And when they are nurtured beforehand, I can tell you, having seen both, they're not complaining. They're super happy to work with you. It's a whole different experience. In the same way, if you watch my content and then you come work with us, versus imagine you didn't know anything about me, you're not likely to work with us. And that's why I'm currently posting this video, and we're going to keep posting more content in the future. Just demonstrating our expertise and hopefully helping you grow your business. Because if you can use this to book calls and close deals without me intervening, again, how likely is it that when you hop on a sales call with our team, you're going to work with us? And with that in mind, that's it for this video. So this is exactly how we would book 150-ish calls per month for our agency, and we hit a 7-figure run rate. If you have questions, just comment below or shoot me a DM. You can find me on social media as well. It's Christian Ishu, my full name. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video.